What's going on, YouTube? It's ya boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another Prize Picks video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Now, I didn't check everything to see how many things we swept yesterday, but I know baseball swept and I know tennis swept just by from what people were telling me. I played the baseball plays, I played the tennis plays, I played a few of the other ones, but I'm not sure how many of the different sports that we actually swept. So if we swept any of the other ones like Dota or League of Legends or whatever, let me know. But I'm not able to play every single thing. Every single thing. Like we have so many sports here every day, like on here, that I'm not able to put like many slips for all of these different sports. So, but yeah, I know baseball swept and I know tennis swept. So that's great. Tennis has been on a tear. We're going for 4 days in a row sweeping on tennis, which is wild. But anyways, there's some huge value that's popping on college football right now. We're going to talk about it and go over, what we're liking for that. So let's get it. Propsmadeeasy.com, only $15 a month. If you're not a member yet, you're dumb. All right, anyway, sorry. All right, NFL, let's do a brief recap on what we got for NFL and see if anything new has came in. At the top of the list for Sportsbook differential, you still have Mac Jones at the top of the list for the over 215.5. That's a solid play, solid Sportsbook difference. Our projection difference has him at 6.1, so a 2.26 projection, so not quite as high as the Sportsbook line, but we still have it higher than the 215, so it's a good play. Daniel Jones still grades out as one of my favorite passing yards options. I mean, his line's at 199.5, and other sportsbooks have him all the way up to 209.5, making it a 10-point sportsbook difference. We have him projected at 218, which is an 18.9 differential. So really like the spot for him there. Trevor Lawrence, Kenny Pickett are in our options. Rushing yards still is ran by Najee Harris. CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans kind of control the receiving yards aspect. And then when you look at unders, you still have Dak Prescott's under at 252.5. It's gotten closer, though. It's only a -2 sportsbook differential. But you've got Russell Wilson as the top under at passing yards of 235.5 at -5. Um, we also have his sports, but we have his projection at the same as other sportsbooks have his line. So that's a good sign for Russell Wilson going under. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, that's about it for NFL. Those are my favorite plays. Those are the main guys that we've talked about a lot. Now, look at this. Let's talk over this. All right? So, Washington, let's start with Washington. Washington is an incredibly pass-heavy team. They passed a ton last season. They pass a lot. All they do is pretty much throw the ball in Washington. Michael Penix has a Prizepicks line of 306.5. It's up to 318.5 on other sportsbooks. So that's a 12 sportsbook differential. That's huge value. I like the over on Michael Penix for passing yards. Tanner Mordecai's a little bit more of a, even though the sportsbook difference is huge, Wisconsin runs a good bit. You know what I mean? So, but either way, the line still, the way that the value is showing us when you compare sportsbooks is that Prizepicks at 243.5. Other places have them upwards of 257, meaning that Prizepicks would be solid value on the over at 243.5, making it a solid plus EV spot for him. So Tanner Mordecai can also be played over. Those are the highest sportsbook differentials we have. And then look at this. Look at this. Now I want to talk about this because just because other sportsbooks have him down all the way down to 239.5 doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen. Now let me explain to you what's happening here. PrizePicks has him at 271.5. The reason that his under is such a huge play is not only because the sportsbook lines, some places have him all the way down to 239, which is crazy. That's very low. I don't think he'll get that low. But I do believe that he will go under the 271.5, mainly being that it's the biggest spread on the entire day. Texas are 35.5-point favorites. Come halftime, Quinn Ewers might not even have to be in the game anymore. There's a real possibility that Ewers only plays 3 quarters. Does he hit over 271 in 3 quarters? I don't know. So the very logical bet would be going under his 271.5, especially when other places have him all the way down to 239.5. That definitely could be a mistake. I'd expect the other sportsbooks to be around like 250 or so. That's not a mistake on the tool. He really is 239. I verify. He's really 239 at other places. That's as low as he gets. 239.5, which is very low. So Quinn Ewers comparing to Prizepicks, that's a 32 sportsbook difference. You don't see shit like that. So I'm going to grab the under on Quinn Ewers. If he goes over, then so be it. Because this right here, there's nothing like, it's not like I'm just like the Props Made Easy tool is just telling you this and it's not facts. It is actual facts that there's sportsbook lines that have him down to 239.5. That's actual facts. I have nothing to do with that. I didn't alter their Vegas line. I didn't set their Vegas line. So regardless, if Quinn Ewers goes out and throws for 300 Prizepicks, 300 yards, that just is what it is. But at the end of the day, you have to admit the under on 271.5 in a 35.5 spread game, when other sportsbooks have him down to 240, is a great spot. So under on Quinn Ewers, I would get that quick before that possibly adjusts in any way. So yeah. Fiba. Nothing on Fiba at the moment. Dota. Nothing on Dota. Let's go to baseball. All right. For baseball today, let's see what we got. I see this David Peralta at the minus 135 on the over and all that good stuff. Let's see what else we got. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. Let's go over on David Peralta against Atlanta today. Hits, runs, and RBIs is set at 1.5. Vegas likes the over at minus 135. We have him projected at 2.53. That's a 1.03 differential on the over David Peralta hits, runs, RBIs. So great spot for that. And then if you look at the unders, you'll see Luis Severino is a minus 135 on the under 4.5. He's projected 4.24. That's a 0.26 differential. So under on Luis Severino, pitcher strikeouts, plus EV, plus projection on the under. Both are on the underside. And then when you look at the other side, David Peralta hits, runs, RBIs over 1.5. Vegas is on the over. Projections on the over. Great plays. Absolutely love those spots for them. All right, that was quick enough. Csgo. There was like a 14-point projection differential yesterday. The guy didn't necessarily get all the way up to the projection he was expected to get, but he hit his line as well. And that's the part of it too, is sometimes it doesn't matter if they reach their projection as long as they clear that sportsbook line. That's all we care about. You know what I mean? And he did, so that was great. And I know a lot of people played him because he was such a huge differential. So I'm glad to see that he hit there. Plus EV, plus projection, first thing we do. All right, let's take a look. As you can see, there's some big unders. Straight off the bat, there's some minus 2.5s. Let's start off with this over right here at the sportsbook line of 2. Isaac for Gamer Legion. Maps 1 and 2 kills. Prizepicks has him at 34. He's 36 other places. That's a 2 sportsbook differential. He's projected 36.23 by our projections, which is only 0.23 higher than the sportsbook lines. So we agree with the other sportsbook lines and think Prizepicks is too low. 2.23 projection differential. So over is the plus EV plus projection play on Isaac. And then we're going to go an under. The highest under differential is a minus 0.99. We're going to go under on Nathan for Paqueta. Map 1 and 2 kills is set at 37. He's 34.5 other places. That's a minus 2.5 sportsbook differential. And while we don't have his projection as low as these other sportsbook lines, we still have it lower than this, which is a great sign. So under on Nathan for Paqueta, map 1 and 2 kills. And then we're going to go over on Isaac for Gamer Legion as the 2 plays for today. League of Legends. All right, so for League of Legends, what's available on the board, we have some overs. All of these guys, you can play overs. I'm going to go with the half-point line of Adam at the top. He's only at a 7.5, and he is a half-point line, so I like to take the shot at that 8. He's 8 other places, so I like going over on Adam for League of Legends. You can play any of these guys you see here. Crowny, Wonder, Humanoid. They're all fine for overs. WNBA, any? Okay. So straight off the bat, we have a points. We have Joel Lloyd for Seattle. I know Bonner's been letting us down, okay? But you got to stick with those. Anything that's plus EV plus projection, you got to stick to that process. I see so many people so often, right, starting a new process, which plus EV plus projection is a new strategy, is a new project. It's a new model. Nothing else. It doesn't exist anywhere. Plus EV plus projection is a newer thing that obviously is a fantastic thing to utilize. If you only utilize it for a couple days, let's say you play it for a couple days and you don't see the profit that you want from it and you quit and change your whole process. I've mentioned before how one of the worst things you can do is continuously change your process thinking you're doing it wrong because you lost. Just because you lost doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's betting sometimes. You can be playing the best plays possible and still miss. At the end of the day, you got to keep the right process. Plus EV plus projection is the smartest you can possibly go off of, and you got to keep with it. And regardless of what happens, you got to stick with it. Now, this is another spot. Jewel Lloyd for Seattle. Points is set at 23.5. Is set at 23.5. She's 24 other places. 0.5 sportsbook difference, a 25.05 projection is what she's projected, a 1.55 projection differential. Not only are other sportsbooks higher than where Prizepicks has her line, but we also have her projected higher using analytics and all types of data to get to there. Remember, Props Made Easy isn't like just throwing projections up, just willy-nilly, just winging it up. We're partnered with the biggest sports data company in sports. Okay, so it's not like these projections are just thrown in here wild. These are very, very good projections. So the fact that they're over and the sportsbooks are over tells us, okay, we need to go the over. So Jewel Lloyd over points. Redeem WNBA, Jewel Lloyd. Redeem it. Now the star of the show last 3 days. Let's go for 4 in a row, baby. Tennis. Never thought I'd be saying this. Tennis going for 4 in a row. Let's get it. So, at the top of the list, as you can see, there's a 2.5 sportsbook differential on Peyton Stearns. Not sure if this is a woman or a man, but Peyton Stearns' total games is set at 22 on Prizepicks. Other sportsbooks have her upwards of 24.5, which is, which is a 2.5 sportsbook differential, which is the highest by a good margin. It's a whole point higher than anyone else. So, Peyton Stearns would be my main go-to. And then my next ice would be Marketa Vondru. Oh my God. I'm on such a good streak of getting names right. Give me a second. Marketa Vondrusova. That's it. That's it. You're welcome, Marketa. Marketa Vondrusova. Total games at 21.5 on Prizepicks. She's at 23 other places. That's a 1.5 sportsbook differential. So over on Peyton Stearns and over on Marketa Vondrusova. That is accurate. That was amazing. Plus EV. We've got the over on Manon Fiorot at significant strikes of 78.5. Other sportsbooks have him up to 84.5. That's a 6 sportsbook differential. And then you have a bunch of 4s right here. You have a bunch of different options at 4. You can go any of these guys. I'm going to go ahead and go Taylor Lapilus today. Over 57.5 significant strikes. I mean, you can go any of these. You can go the under on Volkan Ozdemir significant strikes. At minus, he's a -3 differential, or you can go any of these 4. I mean, really. But the number 1 UFC guy would be over on Fiorot significant strikes, with his Prizepicks at 78.5, and his other sportsbooks having him upwards of 84. And then soccer, we made a few adjustments to soccer. We made it so we have plus EV plus projection. With soccer, you guys know the differentials are very, very small. Everything's very, very tight. So when you come on here, see if there's plus EV plus projection. If there's not, then you can go straight off of our projection differential. Sure, that's fine. But I recommend that you utilize EV plus projection when it comes to soccer as well, making it, you know, even better of options. We're going to start off with Kevin Shade. Shots is set at 2 on Prizepicks. 1.5 other places. So we're getting a -0.5 sportsbook differential. Nothing crazy, but remember, in soccer, it's pretty big to have a differential like that. Projection of 1, that's a -1 projection differential. So we're expecting Shade to get 1 shot. He's projected at 2. Other sportsbooks have him under at -1.5, making it plus EV on the under because the sportsbook differential is negative and the projection differential is negative. So under on Kevin Shade, and then under on Benjamin Buragode. Shots is set at 2. 1.5, same situation. All right, same situation. Plus EV plus projection on the unders. Shots for both of these guys, Kevin Shade and Benjamin Buragode. All right, let's do a recap on what we got. So for NFL, we have, let me go ahead and take out all the unnecessary plays and look at the necessary. Mac Jones is at the very top when you look at just sportsbook differential. Daniel Jones is at the top when it comes to both projection differential at 18.9 and 10 sportsbook differential. Next, you have Trevor Lawrence that really sticks out. Kenny Pickett, both their passing yards over look good. Rushing leader is still Najee Harris. Receiving yards is still CeeDee Lamb, Debo, Mike Evans. Those are the guys that are the receiving options. All right. College football today. This big under on Ewers. What to do is the question. When you look at EV and you notice that other places have them all the way down to 239.5 and it's a 35.5 spread, I think the best bet is to believe in the other sportsbook lines liking the under and going the under. It's weird because some sportsbooks have them all the way down to 239, and then like DraftKings Sportsbook I think has them like 280. So you just don't really know. You don't really know, but because that sportsbook line is so low down all the way down to 239.5, it just feels really good to take advantage of that value. So, and with it being, I mean, for him to cross 270 in a game that's a 35.5 point spread in their first game of the year, why push Ewers too much? That's my thought process. Like, I just believe that he's going to go under, and I understand why. It's such a big differential today, and there's so, like, you know, that it looks like that. I believe in that more than I do the DraftKings one where it's at 280. I believe the lower at 239 range. Tanner Mordecai and Michael Penix are both the best overs that you can go with for passing yards for college football. When it comes to rushing, let's just look at like rushing yards and stuff. The best rushing yards would be Amani Bailey and Travion Henderson as the top two. Receiving yards, we don't have any plus EV for receiving yards. We don't have a ton of sportsbook lines. We don't have any sportsbook lines in for the receiving guys yet. So stay tuned. Those will probably pop in as the day goes on. All right. Next up, Fiba. I don't believe we have any. No, we don't have any plus EV on Fiba or Dota. MLB. For MLB, we had the over on David Peralta at 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And then we grabbed the under on Luis Severino's pitcher strikeouts against Houston, which is another good option. So going those two. Csgo, plus EV, plus projection. We're going to start off with, oh, did our guys start? Some of our guys started. So the other guy that I talked about already had started. So the next best option, yeah, let's just go over on Brolin. Ninjas in Pajamas, map 1 and 2 kills, over 33.5. The sportsbook difference is at 2. And this is still positive. No matter how small that is, it's still over. So it's plus EV, plus projection on the over for Brolin. And then for the under, we can still play our guy Nithon for Paqueta. Under. All right, League of Legends. For League of Legends, we've got these four. You can go any. I'm just going to randomly choose the 7.5. It's a good half-point number to go ahead and attack the over on. WNBA, we've got Jewel Lloyd. Remember, keep the process. Plus EV, plus projection. Keep the process. Don't just play it one day, and if you happen to miss, give up on it. Stay consistent on something. You will do well. All right, Jewel Lloyd over points of 23.5. For tennis, the star of the show, over on Peyton Stearns and over on Maketa Vondrousova. Hit that shit perfect. UFC, over on Manon Fiorot and over on any of these other four. I think I said Taylor Lipolis, but you can go any of these other four guys as an option. Or you can pair him with the best under, which is Volkan Ozdemir. All right? And then for soccer, we do have plus EV plus projection. The two best options are going to be unders. Under on Kevin Shade and under on Benjamin Beauregard. All right? Thank you guys for joining me as always. PropsMadeEasy.com. Let's get it. Only $15 a month. Let's smash this. Let's sweep again. Let's get tennis to 4 days in a row sweeping. Let's do it. Let's sweep MLB again. Let's sweep CSGO. I don't know how CSGO did yesterday. I have no idea. I played one like a 3-man slip, so I'm not sure which ones I actually put in the video early on. But, yeah, let's have a good day, period. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great Saturday, and I'm out.